Namaste, namaste, family of light. Good to see everybody here. Hello, hello, everyone on Zoom. And if you are here for the very first time on Zoom, if you could please just go into the chat and say hi, I'm new if you are. Um, that would be wonderful. We have some beautiful light workers that are uh, here at the center here in Sarasota. We usually do our little chat before we actually go into the meditation and so forth. But I usually do that also on Facebook Live. But we have another computer, which is a new computer, but really an older computer that had to be wiped out, reprogrammed. But guess what? It doesn't have the option to go on the Cosmic Center of Spiritual Life page. All the other pages except that one. Hopefully, we will get that resolved um, this week, so we can definitely do it for 2 weeks. So I do know there are people who kind of look out for that. So, but we do have a YouTube channel, of course, and that is also a way of being able to hear what's being said. Now, what I got to do is I just got to get our prayers up. And bear with me because it's like I'm relearning this computer all over again, but I'll get it. All right, here we go. All right, very good. I see everybody's getting on board. That's really wonderful. And so, just real quick, just talking about a couple of things. So, as we're moving forward, we have to be very well aware of the fact that as we're moving through in our own personal ascension, as well as the collective ascension. And I want to discuss with some dynamics that actually was discussed yesterday. I just had a, group of people, and of course, you get light workers together, and all kinds of conversations just start to unfold. But so listen to this. Now, we have all heard of the Mandela effect. Most of us have, right? And if you don't not familiar with the Mandela effect, Google it and you'll see a whole lot of information about the Mandela effect. But the reason why they call it the Mandela effect is because there's a whole group of millions of people around the world that truly believe that their experience is that Mandela died in prison, that he had died. There's millions of people who absolutely believe that. That's why they call it the Mandela effect. But there's also millions of other people like myself that said, no, he didn't die. He stayed in prison, he got released, and he became president of South Africa. So, and there's other things too. They have, like, for example, what I can remember, the Monopoly. Now, I remember the Monopoly with the guy with the little monocle. Okay, he has a little monocle, right? But there's people say, no, he never had a monocle. The little Monopoly guy never had a monocle. He had the top hat and everything, but no monocle. I said, I thought he had a monocle. But the one I think that is very popular is Jiffy peanut butter. Yeah. I remember Jiffy peanut butter. Where is they? Jiffy, Jiffy, Jiffy. And if you go to the company, said no, it's not Jiffy. It has always been Jif, Jiff. Now, I'm like, okay. And I think there's another one with Febreze with 2 E's, and now it's 1 E. So there's a number. You could go ahead and Google and become familiar with it if you're not. Now, it's one thing when you hear it, it's another thing when you experience. So we had a a group gather together, and our discussion went into how somebody's not only their brain wiring, you could have like two people, example, seeing something, and they may have a completely different experience of the same thing, or they're just drawing aspects of it and say, no, 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 it wasn't that, it was this. No, it was this. Same experience, but same event, but two different experiences. Well, in this very small group that we were in, we got the discussion of the Mandela effect. And there were four people in this small group that said no, they always thought that Mandela died in prison. I said, "Are you kidding me?" I mean, this is one thing when you read it, but it was in a small circle, 4 people. So I went to I said, what happened to Mandela? And I went around the circle to each person. 4 out of the group of maybe 8 or 10, I don't remember, said, "No, I have always thought that Mandela had died in prison." These are light workers. These are a group of people. We are the spiritual tribe. Well, 4 people had it completely. Now, 2 of them said later that they heard that Mandela became president, and they wondered, "Well, how did that happen?" 2 of them said that, so there was, like, 2 that, "No, I know now he was president, but I also know in the papers, thousands of people were mourning for him, and his wife, Winnie Mandela was there, and people outraged that he died, and da da da." The a whole story was in the newspapers. This was their experience, okay? And then so this takes us to a whole nother level. I really yesterday, I said, "Wait a minute, I gotta go." I gotta go take a deep breath and come back because it was so evidential in a very small circle that I'm intimately involved in with these people. So I know there's this is what we have to be also aware as light workers is that in that higher compassion, and it probably has many layers to this of, unconditional love, which is the higher frequency. Okay, you do divine discernment, absolutely. But you cannot, in one sense, judge. And as Jesus says, judge not, lest ye be judged. Okay, and also being aware, another factor that people's brains are wired differently. Okay, very differently. And then another factor now with the Mandela effect is their experiences of a common denominator can be completely different. So that just adds a whole new dynamic to the mix of things. So really what it now is requiring us to do, and I mean, I got to say this really hit home for me personally yesterday. And it was other things too I was getting that was leading up, but this was like so evidential, like in my face, evidential. I said, wow, even though you may have somebody has a different route, they think completely different from you and all of this stuff, you don't have to go along with their program. But also too, it comes to another level to say, this might be this person's real, true, authentic experience for them. For them. And okay, so be it. So be it. I don't have to get in a fight with you to say, no, 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 you are wrong and it's this way. Because you both could be correct. That's what this is saying, that you both could be correct. And so that takes another level, I think, of which we all have to work on. I got to work on is embracing another level. Of course, I'm not talking about anything that is clearly detrimental, like the 10 commandments or certain things and that soul is going through its own journey, whatever. And of course, you never lose that divine discernment and authenticity for yourself, but it does bring in another dynamic that says you have to expand your awareness that much more, that there's multifaceted things taking place in the same space. Mind blown. Boop.
Mhm.
But now that we're being exposed to this, just tells us that we are on our spiritual journey and obviously making progress because this is new layers. These are brand new layers of exploration, and so it just brings in a very, very different dynamic. Oh, I'm muted? No, I'm unmuted. Can everybody hear me now? Hi, Carol Rose. Hello, fellow Chamber. Great. Good to see everybody. I'm unmuted now, right? I think so. Yes. Okay. And let's see here. We do have some information in the chat. Okay, you're good now. Thank you. Thank you. Carol, welcome. This is here for your first time. Thank you for your beautiful energy coming forward. Hello. All right, I think everybody's here. So anyway, I just wanted to mention this Mandela effect is 100% real. A personal experience of the whole thing in a small circle of people. So it's gives us food for thought. Okay, we are going to get started here. So as you know, and just to mention it, and this would be for Carol, anybody, or it's always good to repeat what is the anchoring light transmission meditation, because it's a transmission first and foremost. And it is a conscious awareness that we work with the highest celestial realms of light. Okay, that what we call the Amishadai, the family of light. We say our prayers because we're very clear on what we are aligned to. Okay, with no deviation of that. We come from the divine source, unconditional love, and all this myriad of expressions, but it's coming from the source of source. No middle ground or oops, we stop here. No, the elevator goes all the way straight through. That's where we're coming from. And in that divine sacred alignment, it's scriptures call it different things. In the Bible, it says Jesus, sits on the right hand side of the Father. Some people say the ascended realms, where we're in the lower realms. There's all different. If the Mandela effect is there, can you imagine the level of complexities and all these other levels? That's all I can say, right? So, not even to go out there and just explode in your brain, is that we know we are aligned with source. So with that comes what we call the Mi Shaddai, the family of light, okay, that are here about service to others, coming from the higher heart of compassion and unconditional love, different from service to self. Okay. And for those that are, would say power, greed, and all of those lower frequencies that are very much part of the physical realm and that are out of balance. I'd like to say that they're out of balance. When it's just about me, the ego, and only me, and I'll crush anybody to get to what I want. That's not the team. You could say that we're on, nor is it the way to really get into the higher level of consciousness. Now, this is another level of discernment that we do as this comes into mind. We have the technology of ascension within our own DNA. Okay, this is real important because you're going to be tested now more than ever to say, become a transhuman, get shipped and put in whatever neural nets that they have planned for, because they're going to say, well, the human body is not going to be able to, adapt to the changes or to go out in space or whatever what they're saying over there. You're going to need to enhance the human body by technology. We don't have to do that. The human body is already designed, as Jesus said, you can do what I can do and more. It's within us. We have ATP, light, literally light is within each and every cell. We just have to activate those parts of us that are dormant, which is what we're doing as we walk our path of life, that we will be able to be healthy and strong and move forward, even as the frequencies are changing, which they are. There's a lot of what is called ascension problems. People feel tired and not up to it, but sometimes that's just the physical body trying to adjust itself, mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual, to the new frequency band. And that's why if there's any time, I tell people, if there's any time to walk that path of righteousness, it would be now. It definitely would be now. Okay, because those energies are definitely coming in. And when you look and see people like, I'm like, "Oh my god, what's going on?" They're like, people going crazy and the things that are going in and so forth. Well, there's a lot. That's why that is like that path of righteousness is your divine armor. It's your shield. And that's what we need to do. So we have to be very discerning. So bringing that all to say that the anchoring light is in its divine human, Adam Kadmon, divine human pathway, not transhumanism. Now, their AI is a part of our life and it's continued to expand. AI, like anything else, can be used for good or not. And that's where the higher discernment comes in, where you got to trust your own inner higher guidance. And we've talked about this before. That is your path. All of us as light workers are holding that torch for others who are not there yet. We are the way showers. We are aware of things that the majority of the population don't have a clue. They don't have a clue. when you start talking, that's why we have to be discerning too. As a friend of mine, Brenda, used to say, when you're talking to somebody and you see their eyes go back in their head, you've gone too far. Okay. But, just the same, even in our frequency and holding that light, we trigger people. I'm not going to go all into that. We've had many discussions about it. Go on our YouTube channel. There's all kinds of discussions about that. But what I want to bring to your attention is that we are consciously aware we're working with the ascended realms of light. And there are so many light workers, wanderers, star seeds, not just on this planet, but on many different levels that are in the singularity of ascension. It's like a mission, a purpose, whatever you want to say, of lifting the frequency, I would say, for this planet. I think we're done with the duality of pain and suffering and the imbalance of male and female energies and all that imbalances and wars and all of that. I think we're done with that. I think we're done with that. And I think it is now ready that the service to others rise, okay, and bring the ascension of this planet into the higher frequencies of balance and peace. And unity, awareness, and consciousness that we're all connected. So that's what binds us all here together, doing this work with many others all around the planet that are doing the same thing. That's your call. That's what we're here to do. So the anchoring light is a conscious connection that we are the boots on the ground. Okay, we're the boots on the ground. And I always say too that throughout the many years, we've been doing this for over 17 years, going 18 years every Monday without fail. Okay, that's a huge commitment, but why? Because we're consciously aware that this is something that's been requested by the higher realms of light. So you have the ascended masters, you also have those what I call benevolent star beings that also are helping and assisting and doing the same thing. Okay, so there's a whole Ami Shaddai family of light, but we are the boots on the ground. And I understand that our role is so important. There are many times that we say, "Oh, who are we? Look at, us. We're here." They're like, "No, you have no idea how important you are." Now, yesterday, we also watched the movie Jupiter Ascending. Jupiter Ascending has a lot of information that is spoken of. We do offer the Keys of Enoch teaching here at the center. Okay, that's the Academy of Future Science, but it kind of tells a story. Jupiter Ascending. We don't remember who we are, okay, but we play a very important role on many different levels. And I've always said if anybody felt depressed, unworthy, if you only know how you are loved, supported, and admired on other levels, like, bravo, they came to the planet. Your little daughter came and she's gonna make some changes. Thank goodness, okay, that we're here for this higher service. So that's why we meet every Monday without fail to do this sacred work. And I'm going to be going to Phoenix to the Academy of Future Science Easter Conference. And even if I cannot do the anchoring light, because it's not just one person, it's the group that comes together that holds the space, it's always held where somebody's going to have it. We have it every Monday, no matter what, whether I'm here or not. Usually maybe only once or twice in a year that I may not be able to do it, but the anchoring light still takes place with everybody that gathers around it because it continues to do so. So anyway, that's a little bit about it. Our work is real important. We never know what's going to happen because it can be everybody contributes towards it. It could be a book you read or a thought that came to you or something that you did where that falls into the pot of things. Is it, gee, I just thought about that, or I was thinking to do this. It's just really unbelievable. But the thing that happens that we are doing because we are the boots on the ground, we took on the bodysuit of Earth. So we're in our Earth bodysuit. So we're the closest to anchor into this 3D density. And as I understand it, this great admiration that we are the service to others that volunteered to come and do that. Many of us have ascended several times already, and we're back again. So anyway, we're going to get started now. And Welcome to everyone. Annie Ra, thank you. You're bringing the energies of Egypt. Annie Ra just came back. Our Reverend Annie just came back from Egypt. So we do have that powerful energy that's going to be here too. Okay. And hey, Sergey, happy birthday again. I knew you were an Aquarian. I could, that makes sense to me that you are. Anyway, okay, we're going to get started here now. I'm not going to go on Facebook Live this time. But before we get started, let us now